to reject the Trump claim that he's immune from prosecution from actions taken while president. Meanwhile, in New York, an appeals judge rejected the former president's attempt to delay his first criminal trial. The jury questionnaire is also now ready.
Made up of 42 questions. While none ask about party affiliation or voting histories, they do include, have you, a relative, or a close friend ever worked or volunteered for any Trump group or organization? Have you ever attended a rally or campaign event for any anti-Trump group or organization? Jury selection begins next week in the trial for the former president accused of falsifying business records to cover up payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 election.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin. The U.S. went on the attack again in Yemen, again targeting Houthi militants who've been attacking ships in and around the Red Sea. The American strikes took out missiles and a ground control station for the Iran-backed militants, something Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin could be asked about at a Senate hearing next hour. Two parents will soon return to court in Michigan, facing up to 15 years in prison.
James and Jennifer Crumley were tried separately, but will be sentenced at the same hearing this morning. Their son, Ethan, killed 4 students at Oxford High School 3 years ago. He's serving life without parole. The Crumley parents are the first in the country to be tried and convicted for involuntary manslaughter linked to their son's actions.
Fox's Gernal Scott. Connecticut does it again, repeating as college basketball national champions. Coach Dan Hurley credits players
that are willing to not make it about themselves and to be a part of a winning group and to go for all the championships.
UConn beat Purdue 75-60 on TBS. America's listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
We mentioned Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin testifying this morning at a Senate hearing. It comes after his call last night with Israel's defense minister discussing the war in Gaza. As the U.S. opposes a new offensive Israel says it has set a date for, going after Hamas militants in Rafah in an area of Gaza filled with Palestinian civilians. Now, Hamas has rejected Israel's latest ceasefire offer, but talks continue with National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby, hoping they can finally work out a deal.
Which would do a lot to ease the burden on the Gazan people and to help us improve that humanitarian assistance.
More than 300 trucks full of humanitarian aid entered Gaza on Sunday. That's the most in a single day since the war started. A first in the fight against climate change, an international court ruling. Europe's highest human rights court decided that its member nations have an obligation to protect citizens from the ill effects of climate change, but threw out another case that was aimed at forcing countries to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Somebody in Oregon is hoping to live happily ever after.
A person with a ticket matching all 6 Powerball numbers from Saturday's $1.3 billion jackpot has come forward to claim the prize, according to Oregon officials who say their identity will not be revealed until after certain security measures and vetting has taken place. We do know the ticket was purchased at a Plaid Pantry in the northeast part of Portland. The convenience store will get a $100,000 bonus for selling the 4th largest ticket in Powerball history. The winner can choose a lump sum of $621 million or an annuity over 30 years, all before taxes. Players in Oregon, with few exceptions, are not allowed to remain anonymous. Lillian Wu, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures been mixed, not moving much like yesterday when the Dow fell 11 points, but the Nasdaq rose 5. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Crime Stoppers seeking assistance from the public regarding a retail theft. Male entered Dick's House of Sport at 2000 North Neal Street in Champaign. The male selecting 2 pairs of Nike Air Force One shoes, numerous Nike hoodies, and sweatpants, exited the store with no attempt to make a payment. Stolen merchandise valued at over $1,300. Woman from the suburbs of Chicago has died in Champaign County. It follows a crash Sunday night. It happened on Leverett Road near Martin Road in Summer Township. The woman, identified as 33-year-old Molly Zavinsky of Palatine, driving east on Leverett for unknown reasons, crossed the center line, entered the westbound lane. May's Mexican Grill, located on the corner of 1st and Green Streets, closing in early June, with demolitions and building projects planned for the land on which the restaurant sits. This closing marks the end of the first restaurant location of one of Champaign's most popular food chains. May's Mexican Grill first opened in October of 2011. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Well, good morning, ESPN 93.5. I'm Stevie Jay. There's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
There's Greg Solier, our meteorologist. Yo, well, I found out what
Good morning.
What 98% means.
Yes.
Just not quite as dark,
right.
But it's still pretty bright. You take 1% of the sun, and it's pretty sunny.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah, my part of the world was like 94.8 something, and it was like still kind of bright. I thought it would have been a little bit darker, but it was impressive nonetheless, and the glasses work just fine, the brand new ones.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, good. I figured the reason people were driving and the interstates were packed is they wanted to see totality.
Yep.
And that really made the difference. That tells you how powerful our sun is. Man.
Boy, did you see the pictures of the quad?
Yeah.
It was crowded there. It got pretty dark according to the video.
Well, it wasn't very dark. I was right there at 2:05, and it was like, is this it?
Yeah,
really?
I was a little disappointed in I thought it'd be an evening look about it.
I did too, but it wasn't quite there, and that's okay. It's still pretty neat. If you saw it, it's the eclipse. Next one is 2045.
That's right.
All right. Well, I'll be a little older.
Diane will be around for that, so.
Yeah, all right,
We'll
that's right. We'll see. No, I think Diana's the best shot. That's for sure.
Yep.
All right. Our weather brought to you by Carl.
Carl reminds you they're always looking for good people on their team. If you'd like to talk about your opportunities for growth and ways to improve the health of community members across the region, visit carl.org/careers.
I love the temperature. Boy, it feels great around here. What you seeing here coming forward, my friend?
Well, a little bit of a weak front has stuck its way through the area, but yeah, how do we top yesterday's events, even with meteorology involved? But we'll just kind of serve up another nice day today. There's more rain back in the forecast tomorrow, and especially over tomorrow night and Thursday with a pretty impressive dynamic low. There'll be a lot of severe weather over the deep southern states and flooding as well. Watches in effect from the Metroplex east to about Atlanta. They've gone from literally another example from a drought to a flood over the past several months in that particular part of the country. So we'll be in the northern and western flank of that. Some nice weather ahead in the wake of that for the weekend. Probably one of our better weekends around here in a little while. And a little more moisture back in the forecast next week. A little more typical random hit-miss potential on that. So we take the turn and make the turn into first lesser rainfall coverages and temperatures. It'll stay pretty mild around here into next week. Out the door this morning, 47 at Willard and Savoy. Winds have turned westerly there. 54 at Danville, 50 over at Peoria, 55 at St. Louis, 47 at Kankakee. Forecast high either side of 70. We'll take that. Winds turn westerly here over the next couple of hours with a partly sunny sky. And a slim chance for a shower here later on tonight. Lows in the 40s tomorrow. A couple of showers, maybe mid or late morning, more so by afternoon. Increasing northeast wind and a high to about 67. Showers, maybe a rumble of thunder tomorrow night through Thursday. 50 tomorrow night. Stuck in the upper 50s on Thursday. The wind picks up, but the sun comes out for the day on Friday at 58. Big warm up for the weekend. 68 Saturday, 75 Sunday. Could flirt with 80 around here by Monday or more likely Tuesday next week, and maybe a stray shower or thunderstorm as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
He's the president of American Principles Project. GOP strategist, loves Illinois so much he kept his 309 area code. He is Terry Schilling. How are you, Terry?
I'm so good. How are you? Thanks so much for having me.
Good to have you back. Donald Trump has articulated his views on abortion. What are those, and how will this be for the election coming up?
Well, he's been very clear. Yesterday in a video he released, he said he's going to leave the issue of abortion to the states. And the big bet that he's making here is that by allowing the states to lead on this and take charge, that he's going to be able to remove abortion as a federal election issue. We'll have to see if that plays out. Just shortly after he released that video, leaving it to the states. Joe Biden came out with his own video attacking Donald Trump for 18 states that have completely banned abortion. I think that there's still time in this race, and it's very possible that Donald Trump could come out in the coming weeks and say, listen, I am against a federal ban on abortion. Instead, what I'd like to do is I'd like to support a 15-week national limit on abortion, where for the first 15 weeks, anyone can get an abortion for any reason or no reason at all. But after that, you have to have an exception of rape, incest, life of the mother. There needs to be something to contrast himself with Joe Biden, go on offense, and then also allow himself some political room to distance himself from some of the more restrictive abortion measures in the state.
Okay, well, leaving it to the states makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, states can do what they want. He gave the reins to the governors and the legislatures, didn't he?
Well, Dobbs actually gave it to the legislatures, and that includes Congress. They wanted to punt it back to the legislative branch. But, the state strategy didn't really work out that well on gay marriage. It didn't really work out that well on slavery. On these paramount issues regarding the humanity of us, I don't think that it's smart or even long-term doable to leave it to the states. You're either a child and deserve protections or you're not. And I think that the key here is to go where the American people are. And poll after poll has shown that a supermajority of Americans support limiting abortion after the 15th week. And I think that that's a pretty reasonable thing. Look, this is a very Nixonian strategy that Trump is deploying right now, by just going on offense against Joe Biden's extremism and not having a federal position. That's what Nixon did against McGovern. He branded him as the candidate of acid, amnesty, and abortion. And we'll have to see if that works out for Donald Trump. It very well could.
Okay. Because, I think the Democratic position is just any time you want, including partial birth, including the babies delivered, and they can decide it, which is stunning to me.
No, it's an extreme position. I've been telling people that, Democrats support abortion all the way from the first trimester to the first grade. Right? This is a sick death cult party that pays for abortion. They expand abortion. They throw people in jail for praying outside of abortion clinics. You've seen this in the recent years with the FACE Act being enforced against fathers of like 10 kids going to jail for praying outside of abortion clinics. This is an extreme party, and Donald Trump needs to capitalize on that.
Okay, how will evangelicals respond to this kind of thing from Donald Trump?
I think I think that the evangelicals are going to be concerned about a lot of different issues. Right? We're putting great grandmothers in jail now for praying inside the Capitol, where the doors were wide open and the Capitol Hill police are welcoming people in. They're using the DOJ to go after parents who show up at school board meetings. I think evangelicals have a lot on their plate and a lot of concerns, even outside of abortion. I think that this is a missed opportunity politically. And again, we got 6.5 months for him to come out and, go on offense even more on this. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But, there's a lot of issues that evangelicals care about, too.
I think Terry Schilling on the Tapman's Towing phone line just keeps shoving God out of our life, and let's see how it keeps working. What do you think? Man.
That's exactly right. God's a gentleman, right? He'll show up when you ask him to, and he'll leave when you ask him to. And I think that's a huge problem in our country. The fastest growing religious group in America is the nuns, the atheists, the people that don't go to church, the people that don't believe in God. And we've seen what happens in our electorate every single year. When I first got involved in politics, the amount of atheists that showed up in the electorate was about 9%. That's what their share was. Now it's, I think, 14 or 15%. It's been a disaster.
Yeah, you said nuns, not N-U-N-S, N-O-N-E-S, correct? You said the nuns.
Yeah, atheists.
It's just it's not working. We are a nation under God, and if we push God out, then we suffer the consequences. I think you can clearly see it. I know we see how it ends in Revelations, Terry, but man, I didn't think it'd be on my watch. Man.
No, the times are changing, and a lot of times I think about that time that Jesus fell the third time, right? I mean, he's been brutally beaten, and he's bloody, and he's weak, and he's fallen the third time. And the women of Jerusalem, they surround him, and they're crying, and he says, "Weep not for me, for a time's coming when they will say, blessed are the barren, the wombs that never bore." And, you come to today, and that's basically what half of the American people are saying. It's absolutely crazy, and it's unthinkable to people previous to this age.
All right, Terry, keep up the fight. Tell people how they can find you.
Very easy. Just go to AmericanPrinciplesProject.org. We're building the NRA, but for families. So we unelect anti-family politicians, replace them with good pro-family guys, and then we get legislation to protect our kids and parental rights passed at the federal and state level. So check us out at AmericanPrinciplesProject.org.
Terry, thank you. Always a pleasure. Thanks for your time. Terry Schilling, American Principles Project, ESPN 93.5. Well, it's over.
It is a UConn coronation. The Huskies make history. Back-to-back national champions.
Yeah, pretty crazy. And they're really, really, really good. I love their ball movement. I love all the options they have on their offense. They move the ball. Everybody touches it a ton. And then they have like 4 options of who gets to shoot. It's really, really impressive to watch the movement of the offense of UConn. And they beat everybody by, they beat the Big Ten 3 teams, Northwestern, Illinois, and Purdue by 58 points.
Wow.
So they beat us by 25. They beat Northwestern by 17. They beat, Purdue by 15. So it was just, they were just the best team by a lot. I just impressed by how good UConn was. Zach Edey came out of the gate and was just unbelievable. I said, he's burning wick. I've never seen him this animated. He's screaming after he blocks shots. You just don't see much. And I think he got tired. He looked to me like, and Matt Painter didn't take him out until late in the first half. And I thought he got tired, but early on, Zach was a monster. Man. But anyway, UConn's the number 1 team, and they won 2 in a row.
South Carolina's victory over Iowa with Caitlin Clark generated $18.7 million, peaking at $24 million watching that game. So big draw for the women's sports.
Number 1 watched sporting event outside Super Bowl, outside Olympics, outside World Cup. That's pretty impressive. Impressive.
So good numbers for them. All our local favorites lost. The White Sox lost to Cleveland. San Diego end up coming from behind with 6 runs in the 7th to beat the Cubs 9-8.
Yeah, they were down 8-0, got 7 in the 6th, and then got 2 in the 8th. And they pulled it out 9-8. That's a stinger for the Cubbies. They had an 8-0 lead in the 6th inning.
That's right. And Philadelphia on top over St. Louis 5-3. We could do your Redbird recap maybe at a quarter tail.
Yep.
Sounds good. Well, we'll have Illinois and ISU at 6 o'clock. And in softball, Illinois and Northwestern today. So go Illini.
Yeah, go Illini. Go see Danny Harleb's team for sure. That's coming up later today.
Looks like good weather for that.
Yeah, you bet. It'd be great weather. Brought to you by Urbana Park District.
And they remind you they've got their office trivia coming up at the end of the week and all kinds of fun stuff with the Boneyard Arts Festival this weekend. Find out more at urbanaparks.org.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity and fairly quiet and very mild days worth of weather once again across the area. Next weather system gathering strength onto the southern plains with a couple of lows to warble their way up our way. And that means increased rainfall prospects for the middle part of the week. The cool down will be very modest and short-lived. Another big warm-up slated around here and generally a drier setup into next week. Mild today, partly sunny, 70 is winds turn westerly this morning. Tonight, cooler with a stray shower late low down to 46. Tomorrow, a couple of showers in spots late morning, more so tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a late day thunderstorm as skies turn overcast, a high near 67 on an increasing northeast wind. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm in spots tomorrow night, low down to around 50 and a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday, highs at 58. Partly cloudy, windy, highs upper 50s again on Friday. For the weekend, a warm up 68 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday. Warm into early next week with a stray shower thunderstorm as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Accumulation, preservation, generation. At Busey Bank, these are the principles we use to build meaningful financial partnerships with our clients and their families. With sound advice and vast resources, partner with Busey for a personalized approach to your legacy. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Google is making more of its own chips that can handle artificial intelligence. The Wall Street Journal says the semiconductor called Axion will have Google competing with its longtime partners Intel and NVIDIA. Microsoft President Brad Smith says the company will reveal AI plans for Japan when Japan's Prime Minister Fumio Kishida visits the U.S. Smith says Microsoft plans to invest about $2.9 billion in Japan over the next 2 years to boost its artificial intelligence business there. Many Americans will be seeing a fatter tax refund this year. The IRS says refunds are nearly 5% higher on average than a year ago. The IRS raised the tax bracket thresholds and boosted the standard deduction. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Emily Campagno, host of the Fox True Crime Podcast. On December 22nd, 2000, 3 thieves held museum goers at gunpoint at the Swedish National Museum. The criminals stole 3 paintings, escaping with $42 million worth of stolen art. This week, I'm joined by retired FBI Special Agent Robert Whitman for a look at how he was able to secure and return the priceless works of art. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcast.com.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Pia's is open. Catch all of your favorite MLB games on their big screens. Root on your favorite team wearing your Cubby Blue or your Cardinal Red. 1609 West Springfield in Champaign. Pia's offers not only a huge outdoor seating area, but indoor seating as well. Enjoy daily specials. It's the home of the Slugger Burger with buckets of beer and wings. Experience food, drinks, and fun at one of Champaign's best sports bars near Springfield and Madison, Champaign. Open 7 days a week. It's Pia's.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champagne.com. ESPN 93.5. Got the spring football week from Saturday. You got Illini 100 Friday? Saturday, Friday.
Actually, both.
Both nights. Okay.
And they're doing some, race laps on Thursday night, but Farmer City Raceway chomping at the bit to get at it. And that Illini 100 with the late models and the World of Outlaws coming in from, I believe, North Carolina, around where NASCAR was really hopping. Some of those people are coming in and some local racers. It's going to be lit Friday and Saturday at the racetrack. FarmerCityRacing.com for details.
So the eclipse yesterday, everybody, you could have gone to Effingham and achieved 100% totality. I think that was the thing. If you didn't have that, it was a little disappointing just because I thought it would get dark.
Right.
And
98%, you'd think.
You'd think, but the sun's
That's a lot of the sun that's covered.
The sun's pretty bright. And it's definitely got some serious power.
But to me, is it worth it, all the traffic? Boy, a lot of people noticing so much traffic.
Well, I saw pictures of it's just bumper to bumper.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are two solutions. Go early,
Yep.
Go the night before.
That's
Stay with a friend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Effingham's not very far, but I guess that was what you should have. If you've achieved that, if you saw totality, you can text in about what it was like, what you felt. People say, well, it was eerie, it was really cool, it was spiritual, it was moving, it was emotional, people crying. I mean, this looked very much like 17 to me. 2017, we had the same. And it is cool.
It is cool.
You look up there and you see that through your fancy schmancy new glasses, throw everything away because apparently you can't keep them. Throw them away.
I saw a lot of people posting slightly used solar eclipse glasses for sale.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know whether, I guess if you saw totality in those 5 minutes of darkness, was it worth the 8 hours of traffic?
Well,
that's the question.
Once in a lifetime. But, yeah, that's a good question. 217-359-2255 on the Fisher National Bank text line. You can text in. And if you were one that traveled or took the opportunity, next chance in 21 years, set your clock, 2045. What will the world be like in 2045? I mean, it's a lot different in 2024 than it was in 2004, right?
Right.
A lot of new things. I mean, in 1994, I don't think we were doing AOL.
Right.
I think it was 96, 98 when we got into all that.
You got mail.
That was the archaic way. It took you 5 minutes to log on. Remember, it was all dial-up, phone dial-up.
I was so excited.
It was
sit
so
in front
cool.
of the computer, and I was in Louisiana working radio at the time, and just to get some, letters, emails, whatever. And it was just exciting to communicate with people that way.
Who needs a bibliography card when you have the internet? You don't need to go to the library and look it all up. I was trained to learn how to use the library. Mm-hmm. But yeah, things go. Would you want to be the CEO of TomTom? That was a really cool company.
Okay.
TomTom was where you bought these little screens, you hooked it up to your cigarette lighter, and you were able to get directions.
That's right. The original GPS.
And then the Apple people, or whoever did it, tweaked something and then brought it up on your phone. And so the CEO of TomTom's going, hey, man, dude, where's my job? It's evolved so fast that we had 8-track tapes, we had cassette recorders.
Yes.
We had, all kinds of CDs. Did anybody play a CD anymore?
I do, but...
What are we playing? It's all off your phone. It's all digital now.
I mean, that's why I'm keeping my van so long with 250,000 miles on it.
Well, you're about 3 times under Steve Imke over at Spring Green. He's at 625.
Wow.
And so you got 300,000 or 400,000.
And does he have a cassette and CD player
I
in
don't
his
think
vehicle?
so. I think he has crank windows.
And just the radio.
Yeah, that's attaboy.
And that's what we like.
That's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. We broke it on 93.5 for him on his radio.
There you go.
We used to have little radios and a promotion we handed out where it only got our station.
That's great.
It's like no choice radio.
Break off
the
dial.
We love it. Mm-hmm. Every other antenna could go away. We dominated. We were dominating in somebody's ear. But it has evolved. So in 2045, when we're doing another eclipse, who's going to be alive? What's going to happen? How will America be? I mean, there's some anti-American stuff. They had this rally in Michigan. Did anybody hear that? Death to America? They're in Michigan.
Wow.
This is crazy.
Yesterday, when we were all looking up at the sun?
2 days ago.
Okay. Well, we got a text in from Jeremy talking about solar eclipse glasses and what to do afterwards. And evidently, there's people in Latin America who can enjoy an eclipse in August of 2024.
So it's coming up. So we can ship them to
there.
I see.
So that's just an online search away if you want to contribute to that.
But in 2045, there'll be brisk sales because our old glasses, Dr. Leon yesterday suggested you don't use the ones from 2017.
Right.
Not worth the risk.
But this is, just a few months from now.
Yeah, no, that'd be all good. So
thanks, Jeremy, for that tip.
We'll send them if we had the address.
There's somewhere in Utah that's collecting them and sending a big shipment.
Okay, that's awesome. That's a good reuse.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so apparently the airlines are laying off a bunch of people. I'm not sure what's up. And airlines' mass layoffs raised doubts about customer service. Can you imagine working the counter at a canceled flight at O'Hare I mean, you must have PTSD after you go home. I mean, it's just brutal. The people that are emotional, I got to get on that plane, and they get yelled at all the time. They have to twitch. I mean, would that be one of the last jobs you want? Counter,
right.
O'Hare Airport, canceled flights regularly. I wouldn't do the job.
Right.
I'd go across and work at the pizza place in the little food court.
Yeah.
It'd be way better than that.
Less stress.
All right, we'll break. We'll be right back. 217-359-2255. If you want to text in this morning on the Fisher National Bank text line, we'll check your Fox News, sports, and weather all coming up 7:30 on this Tuesday, April 9th.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Biden has already canceled $146 billion in student loan debt for at least 4 million people. He wants to add to that tab.
The plan is, what he was talking about this week, is cancel $10,000 to $20,000 of interest for more than 25 million more borrowers.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. Special counsel Jack Smith urging the U.S. Supreme Court to reject former President Trump's claim that he should be free from prosecution in his 2020 federal election case. There's a hearing on that before the High Court April 25th. U.S. forces destroying 2 missiles ready to launch from a ground control station in Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen, and one drone launched from the Red Sea from the same group Monday, that from U.S. Central Command. And the military's top brass pitching the Pentagon budget today on Capitol Hill. It's the largest request in history, up 1% from a year ago. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A bill Illinois lawmakers are considering this session will determine car insurance rates according to driving habits instead of socioeconomic factors. The proposed bill would prohibit insurance companies from using a set of guidelines it considers discriminatory in determining insurance rates, including a driver's sex, race, and credit score. The bill would require companies use a driver's record to serve as the main factor when setting rates. Illinois lawmakers considering a proposal to create a new state agency focused on early childhood needs are questioning its cost. The governor wants $13 million to create the Department of Early Childhood, but at a hearing last week, Democratic State Rep Sue Scherer worried it may cost much more. Governor wants to combine early childhood programs from various state agencies under one roof. May's Mexican Grill on the corner of 1st and Green Streets closing in early June, with demolitions and building projects planned for the land on which the restaurant sits. The restaurant's been around since 2011. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Boy, how do we top yesterday's astronomical events? Well, at least weather-wise, very cooperative, and another decent day's worth of weather today. Got some rain back in the forecast for the middle part of the week, a slight cool out on Friday, and a big warm-up slated for next week, and generally drier weather, too. Partly sunny for the day today, westerly wind, and about 70 this afternoon. Cooler tonight with a chance for a late-night shower, low down to 46 as winds turn northeast for the day tomorrow. A couple of showers in spots by late morning, more so tomorrow afternoon, maybe a late day thunderstorm. Skies turn cloudy, the high near 67. Tomorrow night, showers and a low down around 50, and a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday. Highs at about 57, 58 degrees, upper 50s, and a partly cloudy, windy, dry Friday. Over the weekend, big warm up to 68 on Saturday, windy, warm, 75 on Sunday. Highs well into the 70s early next week, perhaps even close to 80 by Tuesday. Tuesday to Wednesday next week, a couple of scattered thunderstorms over parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
In the high-stress arena of air travel, where delayed or canceled flights can leave passengers marooned in terminals and tethered to lengthy customer service calls, American Airlines' strategy to cut over 650 customer service positions ostensibly for the enhancement of the customer experience seems counterintuitive. Can a reduction in customer-facing staff truly lead to the promised elevation in service quality? I don't know. In both the Keynote Speaker Hall of Fame and Customer Experience Hall of Fame, he's a two-time international best-selling author. Just released his latest book, 100 Proven Ways to Acquire and Keep Clients for Life. Richard Weilman from California this morning, where it is 5:35 a.m. Have we had coffee, Richard?
Yes, we've had 2 cups of coffee. Thanks for having me on today. Great to be with you. Wonderful topic.
Good to be with you. We were canceled on a flight to Italy, and the American Airlines customer service people were doing their best, but we were in line to board 5 times, and 8 hours later found out we weren't going.
Oh, boy.
And let me tell you this, Missy, it was not pretty. And I noticed, and this is anecdotal, but all the customer service people behind the counter were not American-born. What does that tell you? I ain't doing that job. I'd rather work at the hot dog stand outside, Richard.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. And, the challenge is with this shift by American now, I mean, for them to try to position, this is all marketing now. We're going to position the lack of service as an elevated experience for you. You're going to love it, folks. Well, we didn't like chatbot at all. People are full rebellion. Now, AI has its place. Let's be clear. I mean, I'm a huge AI fan, but what that's good for is the operational side of the business. Yes, it takes some of the friction out. But when it gets down to what you and I want and our listeners want, we want personalization, humanization. I want to be able to talk to an individual. Here's my situation, and have you help me solve my problem. Don't give me the standard answer that American Airlines has loaded into the machine to tell me is the only answer that's available. Just a disaster.
Well, I mean, aren't we evolving to that point where we're going to talk to machines all the time?
We are, and there's no question that machines have the capability. The challenge is this early in the AI game, and I've been involved with it for a number of years, even before it wasn't really, quote, known as AI. It was seemed like this netherworld. Now, it has a lot of capabilities, and you can teach the machine, if you will, how to interact with human beings in a very, very significant way. But the piece that's really missing is when you have to make the exception, when you have to go the extra mile. I'll give you a real quick example, if I may. I'm flying New Orleans to Dallas. American Airlines, I don't fly American, I fly Delta. I've done 7 million miles on Delta. I'm a Delta guy.
Wow.
So what do? I fly it, but I had to take that flight because I had to speak that afternoon at the convention, so I wanted to make sure I was in Dallas early. Fine. Take the flight to New Orleans early morning, land, go to baggage claim, carousel never moves in 30 minutes. I go to the baggage people, and I said, I think everybody on the plate probably connecting. I'm waiting for my bag. Well, give me your tag. He checked it and said, your bag's no longer at the airport. I said, excuse me? He said, your bag's no longer at the airport. It's not on my computer. I said, well, that's the plane. You can see it right out the window that I came in on. He said, well, let me call downstairs and check. So he gets, and at that moment, my cell phone rings. This guy, I answered the phone and said, hello? He said, hey, this is Bruno at American Airlines. I'm down in baggage claim, and your tag got ripped off, and we don't know where to send this bag. I was going to send it over to dead bag storage, and if you don't claim it in a month, of course, then they destroy it or auction it off. But I saw you had your phone number on tape on the luggage, so I thought I'd call and see if this was you. Where are you?
Wow.
I said, I'm upstairs. He sends it up. I get my bag, go to the convention center, speak, etc. Now, please explain to me, just very briefly, American Airlines, just make it a sentence. How is AI going to solve that problem? I'm just curious.
Not going to. It's going to go to dead bags. That's where it's going. Right. No, you're right. The fact that the guy actually did that, God bless him. I mean, that's good job. Man.
Yeah, I said, Bruno, give me your name. He said, no, it's my job. Hung up. But I'm thinking, how many Brunos are there at American Airlines? It's the first one I've run into in a long time. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
But, but the other guy who's reading the paper at 8 o'clock in the morning said, your bag's no longer at the airport.
Yeah, right.
Well, thank you very much.
Right.
Thank you very much.
I don't know. I mean, so what's the solution? I mean, Discover has this campaign going with that actress woman that's plays Ditzy and stuff, and says, 24/7 you can talk to a person. That resonated with me, Richard.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and it resonates with people, and the reason is people today are fed up. Now, what they're fed up with is cost crunching, which is what Americans doing. They're trying to get their profitability to a different level. Delta is crushing it. They're adding people, And why is Delta crushing it? Because you have all kinds of numbers you can call. You talk to a person. There are people involved. Their revenue's up. Their profits up. Their number of people on planes are up, et cetera. But what's America doing? They're taking the opposite direction. They're trying to cut their way to profitability. And when you do that, it destroys the customer experience. I mean, let's just tell the truth. Service is a minimum expectation in our world. I mean, if you go to McDonald's and the fries are cold, you expect to get hot fries. That's just a minimum expectation. What people want is an elevated experience so that it creates an emotional engagement. When you do that, those customers never leave you. And what American has missed is they're thinking from a standpoint of scarcity. If I can just cut enough cost, if we can get enough people out of here, we can switch to machines, I can stabilize my fixed cost, and I don't have to worry about paying people more. But what they don't realize is the customers will continue to abandon them because of the experience they have.
Okay,
just like they do every day.
So you, having traveled 7 million miles on Delta, have pressed the flesh. Is that ever going to go away? Are we always going to need contact with humans, Richard?
I think so. We've done a lot of research on this, and both in the luxury space and in the what we call the commoditized space, where people are buying groceries online. As long as we have an Amazon out there whose sole purpose is to create a customer-centric company, as long as that's occurring, and yes, it's all online, but the reality is they've done it in such a way that we really feel like we're being personalized and humanized because they greet us by name, that's never going to go away. And the more other companies like American and like others we could name are going in the opposite direction, I think they're going to not only lose market share, but most importantly, they're going to lose any possibility of customer loyalty. You and I both know that satisfied customers are loyalty neutral. If they get a better opportunity, a better experience, they're going to spend their money somewhere else. In a tight economy, that money's going to go where they can have a great elevated experience and have an emotional engagement. That's what people want today.
Last question, Richard Weilman on the Tavin's Towing phone line. If we are so tied to our cell phones and we are so bad because, COVID didn't help, we are kind of isolated and we're better texters than talkers. Maybe people don't want to talk to a face-to-face person. Maybe they don't want that anymore.
That's a possibility. Now, several airlines and several providers are now, shall we say, making text available. So instead of talking to let's say we'll stay in the genre. In an airline, you can either talk to the individual in reservations or you can text them. Now, Delta has added that. United's about to. We'll see how that goes. The early numbers are most people want to talk to an individual, but there are people that are saying, okay, well, instead of talking to the reservation agent, I will send that person a text, and their machines could work. They could work very well. They could take that pressure off, but you can't substitute the humanization. Yeah. If an individual wants it, if you don't deliver it, we're going to go someplace else where we can have that experience.
Well, the Bruno might not be it might be an AI on my chat, right? I mean, Bruno's not there. I want to talk to the human and hear their voice, person, right?
That's exact. I mean, look at it from this perspective. If we go to a restaurant, if you and I go out to dinner, okay, great, and the food's good, the service is pretty good, we enjoy it, but it's so lousy we can barely hear so loud we can barely hear ourselves talking. We're almost like yelling across the table. All right, 3 weeks from now, you say, hey, Richard, I got a good friend in town. Let's the three of us go out to dinner. I said, yeah, let's go back to that place. You go, the food was good and the service was good, but God, it was so noisy. Let's go somewhere else. And we do. That experience.
Yep.
Richard Wallman, kind of a guru. You know a lot. I can tell that in 7 minutes. So how can people find you, follow you, connect with you, find your books?
Thanks so much. My latest book is 100 Proven Ways to Acquire and Keep Clients for Life. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, etc. You can go to my website, Richard Weilman, WEYLMAN.com, WEYLMAN.com. And there you can order the book there. You can download Chapter 1 free. Also, if you'd like me to speak at one of your conferences, that's where I'm in California today. I'm speaking at a conference here today. Feel welcome to go there. Just send in a quick inquiry. I respond to all of them. I also just put up about 30 videos for you, little 2-minute videos you can show at your sales meetings, your service meetings.
Love it.
And they're all free. Just enjoy them.
Nice.
RichardWeilman.com.
Yeah,
Thank you.
When you wake up, though, you don't know where you are. You have no idea where you are.
Right.
When you first wake up, open your eyes, you have to say, where am I?
Right. It's like Spinal Tap looking at the back of the guitar on what city am I in.
No idea. Absolutely.
That's exactly right.
Well, listen, keep it going. You're speaking good stuff, and it's important, and maybe we'll fly back around and do this customer service and bring that back human to human eye contact. I love that. Richard, thanks for being on. Good to meet you, and thanks for being on.
My pleasure. If I'm able to help you again, reach out. I'm here for you.
Thank you so much. Love that. I'm here for you? What kind of human says that?
I like it.
I'm here for who? Me?
Right. I mean,
I'm looking behind me.
That's part of the service with the smile he's talking about. Being personal, looking you in the eye, getting her done.
Yep.
Love it.
We try and do that here at our company.
Yeah, me too.
We try and make sure people know that
it makes all the difference.
That we really do care.
I know.
I mean, that
we want your business to grow.
That shouldn't set out. That shouldn't be jumping out at. I mean, everybody should do that.
I know, but in the end, there's so many people, especially in sales, that are just wanting to make the numbers so they can keep their job.
Yeah.
There's so much stress. Instead of let's just meet and talk and see what we can do and how we can mutually benefit from our radio messages.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Check your sports headlines with Diane Ducey.
UConn beat Purdue. That final was 75-60. First time in back-to-back championship in 17 years. Zach Edey just wasn't enough for the Boilermakers. South Carolina's victory over Iowa and Caitlin Clark. 18.7 million is what she put on her tweet with the fire emoji afterwards. So thanking everybody for tuning in. At one point peaking at 24 million.
A lot of people.
Right. San Diego came from behind to beat the Cubs. The Padres had 7 in the 6th inning. Albert Alzolay was definitely someone they were hitting off of.
Well, he was good early, up through 5.
Okay.
And then they just roared back. 8-0 Cubs. They lose 9-8.
9-8.
Tough one.
There's a 9:05 start over on US 105.9 if you'd like to see the Padres or listen to the Cubs and Padres. Philadelphia over St. Louis 5-3. I guess I'm kind of delaying. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney, and we had a tied ball game last night. The Cardinals were down by 2 runs going to the bottom of the 9th, and Mason Wynn tied the game with a base hit when the Cardinals were down to their last strike. Then the Phillies scored 2 in the top of the 10th. They made those runs stand up, beating the Cardinals 5-3.
Ivan Herrera homered for the second time as a Cardinal. Miles Michaelis went deep into the game as a starter, only gave up 2 runs, but the Cardinals just did not get enough hits. Only 3 runs on 6 hits in the game, and the Phillies are a very tough team, and they're going to have a tough one they go up against today as well.
The Phillies went 5 for 14 with runners in scoring position. The Cardinals left 8 on, going 2 for 12.
Yeah, they just didn't get the big hit. Again, very good bullpen for the Phillies to go along with their rotation.
Sonny Gray goes tonight.
We're excited about watching Sonny Gray. We've been waiting for this since he signed. He is the number 1 for the Cardinals. He gets start number 1.
And he'll be opposed by Zach Wheeler, 0-1 on the air at 5:50. Ricky Horton will have our lineups at 6:35. I'll bring you the first pitch at 6:45. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Illinois baseball at 6 o'clock against ISU. Illinois softball against Northwestern. Tomorrow they'll face SIU at 4. Parkland beat Heartland Community College in softball. They are 12-0 on the season. The baseball team beat John Wooden Community College 11-5 on the season. And one of the trending stories is the Masters.
Yeah.
We just saw a little of Tiger teeing up here for his 26th career win or 5-time champion. Okay.
He's won 5 times, but he's won 82 times total.
Wow.
He has 15 majors. Jack has 18.
Oh, wow.
He's
I don't know what I noticed on the crawl there.
Well,
26 something. Who knows?
Roy McIlroy's had a 16th.
16th I saw appearance at
Roy
the Masters.
McIlroy. Yeah, it's just hard to get in. It's iconic. It's Johnny says walking through a garden, very hilly garden. And it's just perfect. And they don't really play golf there at that golf course in the summer. You don't play there because they preserve the grass. And no, it'd be pretty remarkable. And everybody that goes there generally goes back, is my understanding. I've never been, but it would be quite the walk. All right, we'll check your weather. Dr. Todd is coming up next, and we'll check on your pet. ESPN 93.5 meteorologist Greg Soige, brought to you by Busey for over 150 years. It's Busey, member FDIC.
Well, again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity and fairly quiet and very mild days worth of weather once again across the area. Next weather system gathering strength onto the southern plains with a couple of lows to warble their way up our way. And that means increased rainfall prospects through the middle part of the week. The cool down will be very modest and short-lived. Another big warm-up slated around here and generally a drier setup into next week. Mild today, partly sunny, 70 is winds turn westerly this morning. Tonight, cooler with a stray shower late low down to 46. Tomorrow, a couple of showers in spots late morning, more so tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a late day thunderstorm as skies turn overcast, high near 67 on an increasing northeast wind. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm in spots tomorrow night, low down to around 50, and a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday, highs at 58. Partly cloudy, windy, highs upper 50s again on Friday. For the weekend, a warm up 68 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday. Warm into early next week with a stray shower thunderstorm as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Invest in yourself with free rewards checking from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in fees, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National. They offer excellent annual percentage yields with no service fees or minimum balance. Make that 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit a month. It's as easy as that. Maximize your money with a bank ready to invest in you. As you learn more at FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank, exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
The Alma Market is your one-stop shop for one-of-a-kind creations from the University of Illinois alumni and students, as well as unique finds from some of your favorite Urbana-Champaign area businesses. Treat yourself or a loved one and support your fellow Illini today. If you're a University of Illinois student, alum, or Champaign-Urbana area business, feature your products on the Alma Market. Becoming a vendor is a great way to expand your reach and connect with Illini across the country. For more details, visit almamarket.org. Go Illini!
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less. So Diane was right. 26th appearance for Tiger. 24 if he makes the cut. After Friday, if he can get through, he'll be 24th time he's made the cut. I'm wondering if he's 48 years old and he won his first one at 19, he must have had injuries or something to not have more than 26th appearance. But he has had injuries and the car accident and things like that. So there's been some things. But Tiger, if anybody remembers when he won his first one, he was 19 years old. Wow. And he beat the field by what? 10 shots? It was unbelievable.
14 years after he lost won his last green jacket. 14 years ago, it says on this.
Won 5 years ago. Remember he hugged Charlie? He came off the Masters golf course and he had won the Masters again. And Charlie,
that one was, you're right. It was that, I guess, 4 years ago when Wood shocked the sports world.
Yes, that's right.
And won the tournament 14 years after he'd won the last green jacket.
Yeah. So he's won 5, I think.
Right.
And Charlie grabbed his shirt and shoulder. It was so emotional. Pretty cool.
But the car crash was February 2021 in LA.
Dr. Todd could probably play golf and probably win. He's just so talented. How are you, sir?
Well, my golf game is pretty bad. I seem to do better with doggies than I do with a golf ball.
There you go.
Yeah, you do pretty well with those doggies. He has a Dalmatian plantation without the spots. They're all white.
That's right.
It's Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign. Are we into fleas, my friend? Is it happening?
It's happening. It's back again. Just kind of, it seems to come back every year about this time. So we're getting everybody geared up there, getting all the spring injuries. You know, the doggies have not done their conditioning yet, so they've got their winter fat on. They generally gain weight in the wintertime. They're going out and they're twisting their legs and sprains and things like that from getting going again. So that's kind of what we're seeing.
And how do dogs get fleas? Is it from other dogs? Is it from just the environment they're in? How does that happen?
Yeah, you could. Here's a good one for you. A flea is very hardy. If you moved into an apartment that's had no dogs for a year, there's still fleas there.
What?
So, Yeah.
What does a flea? Doesn't the flea have to eat?
They go dormant, and they can stay in their dormant environment for a year without eating.
What the heck is that?
So,
wow, that's no fun.
Yeah, really. So that's why
It cannot be destroyed.
Get your flea bombs going before you move in.
I see.
Okay, and then nowadays for you can give a dog a pill for a flea now. You can do that for 3 months at a time?
Yeah, 3 month pills they're actually very strong on the market. So the monthly pills, a lot of people use those as well. It's all the same product, just different amounts of the drug, and they work quite well.
You are the man agitating Booth for the show.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Give him a nudge.
Yeah. Wake up.
He wants my show. That's what he's after.
No, he knows that we're pay for play. If he doesn't bark, he doesn't get paid. So that's it. So when I walk in and I go to your little dispenser, I give him a little treat. Yeah.
Right. He likes this. He's telling everybody all about that treat counter. He wants to talk about it.
All right.
I know that with the solar eclipse, I had seen some social media with people trying to put, glasses on their dog. Are they really going to look at the sun?
Ours didn't look up. So
exactly.
Well, it makes a cute picture, doesn't it? So,
yes.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out what was going to happen with our dogs, and nothing really weird. Gina felt like they were a little more agitated than normal, but nothing weird.
Well,
So,
I wonder what would happen. They say animals kind of get ready for bed if it's a totality,
right?
And it does get dark for 4 minutes, and they start rustling around and getting ready for bed. So there's that, but that didn't happen here. There was still plenty of sun.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Todd, how can people get a bath? How can they connect with you?
Hey, give us a call or text, I should say, 217-355-5051. I got Miss Taylor back. Miss Gina's taking care of our Singleton puppy, and we got another mom coming with 12 on the way. That's Mother Nature for you.
Boy. What?
We go from 1 to 12.
What?
That's crazy.
One puppy to... I didn't know you can have 12 puppies?
Yeah. We've had this once before. Hopefully, odds are not great that we're going to get them out all alive. We're going to give it a good try, though. But, Singletons is generally are a C-section because they don't get stretch on the uterus, so that there's no contraction. So we had a C-section there, and now take next. Oh, there's a lot of dots on my screen here. So
Wow.
So we're gonna be crazy.
Oh boy, when is the due date here for 12 puppies?
Sweet. So maybe next show I'll be delivering puppies while we talk.
Yay, another whole 3 months with no sleep. Good for you, Todd. That's awesome.
Yeah, the sofa's calling me right now.
All right, talk to you. Thank you for your time.
All right, see you guys.
Dr. Todd Likens, Pet Pro, Madison, Kirby, and Champaign.
Puppies are so sweet.
Veterinarian. That's a dozen now.
Right.
That's a lot.
Pixie's max was 9. So, and I remember the runt was so much smaller, and she used to just nudge it into the corner of the whelping box there, and just think to herself, "I'm overloaded," and on the nursing and everything. But we would take that little runt and give it her own time. And
well, okay.
The owners just love little wags after we sold her. So anyway. I did get a text in 359-2255. Greg and his wife, Deb, are going to be enjoying AJ Croce tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And they texted in to win after we talked with AJ. Such a great guy. And all these Jim Croce songs he's doing that his dad made hits 50 years ago.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of people that have never heard of Jim Croce, but you've probably heard a song or two, maybe. Maybe not.
Right.
But boy, he was a balladeer.
Right.
He was, he just had it.
I Got a Name, Operator,
just really
Don't Mess Around with Jim.
A lot of hits, and he died in a plane
Time in a
crash.
Bottle.
Yeah.
I used to sing that, I think, in a wedding. Anyway, that was a big one. Anyway, took Route 130 to Olney and saw a bunch of friends he hadn't seen in 30 or 40 years, hardly any traffic. I saw that 57 was bumper to bumper, talking about his experience yesterday with the eclipse. So I'm glad everybody had a good time with that, and text in your solar eclipse experience if you'd like at 217-359-2255.
Yeah, it was, we understand, very crowded out there, but good for you for trying and trying to take a look at history.
Exactly.
No doubt about it. And I'm sure the people that did reach the totality around here, I thought 98 or 99 would mean kind of dark, and it really wasn't. It just the sun peeking through at 1 or 2% was enough to, well, there's a shadowy thing, but it wasn't really. So anyway, we'll be right back. I'm Stevie J. There's Diane Ducey.
Morning.
This is ESPN, and we're in downtown Philo. It's 8 o'clock. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
They are paying for what their son did. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Sentencing is this hour in Michigan for James and Jennifer Crumbly, the first parents held criminally responsible for a school shooting, convicted of involuntary manslaughter for not doing enough to treat their son's mental illness and providing the gun Ethan used to murder 4 classmates at Oxford High in 2021.
Prosecutors are seeking a sentence of up to 15 years for each parent, and they say the Crumbleys have shown a, quote, chilling lack of remorse. The parents did stand trial separately, but they are expected to be sentenced together today. Mrs. Crumbly's attorney is asking for leniency. She's even offering to let her client live in her guest house instead of going to prison.
Fox's Brooke Singman, Ethan Crumbly is behind bars for life. Breaking news out of Ohio, a settlement in last year's fiery and toxic train derailment that still has residents of East Palestine concerned about contamination. Norfolk Southern has agreed to pay $600 million to residents who were part of a class action lawsuit. An 18-year-old from Idaho busted facing terror charges.
Court documents unsealed on Monday by the Department of Justice say Alexander Mercurio was 1 day away from a planned attack on churches in his hometown of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, when he was arrested on Saturday. Mercurio is accused of telling an FBI source that he wanted to kill as many people as possible, pledging his allegiance to the leader of ISIS.
Fox's Tanya G. Powers, Trump setback in court before the former president's first criminal trial.
A New York appeals court judge rejecting the Trump legal team's request for a change of venue and an emergency stay to postpone the trial set to kick off next Monday. The defense arguing the former president faces real potential prejudice as a defendant in Democratic-leaning Manhattan.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, the former president charged with falsifying records and hush money payments back in 2016 to keep quiet an alleged affair he denies. America's listening to Fox News.
Donald Trump Jr. here. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back, but you can stop your losses by diversifying into a gold IRA from my friends at Birch Gold Group. To learn more, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word SHELTER to 989898. That's SHELTER to the number 989898 to get your free info kit from Birch Gold now.
Message and data rates may apply.
Fraudulent tax returns due to identity theft increased by 30% in 2023. If you're in a bind this tax season, LifeLock can help. Their U.S.-based restoration specialists are dedicated to helping solve identity theft issues, and all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which means if you lose money because of identity theft, LifeLock will reimburse you up to the limits of your plan. Help protect your information with LifeLock. Go to LifeLock.com and save up to 25% your first year with my name, Clay, as your promo code.
President Biden will host Japan's prime minister for a visit today. Actually, it's the next several days for talks that will include dealing with concerns about China. This the day after the president went to Wisconsin, a battleground state, in his rematch with former President Trump, offering to wipe out thousands of dollars in interest for millions of Americans dealing with student loan debt.
After President Biden's first student loan forgiveness plan was ruled unconstitutional by the U.S. Supreme Court, the president's selling a new plan that he told voters in Madison, Wisconsin Monday would ease student loan debt for millions, including interest rate relief and the elimination of certain student loans altogether.
Too many people feel the strain and stress, wondering if they're can get married, have their first child, start a family, because even if they get by, we still have this crushing debt.
The president's second student loan forgiveness push with likely legal challenges, and amid polling that shows a major shift in the electorate, a weakness among Democrats for attracting younger voters. Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are now rising modestly ahead of the opening bell this hour. March Madness ended last night the same way it did last year. Connecticut repeats as men's college basketball champs.
The Huskies pulled away from Purdue in the second half of Monday night's national championship game, beating the Boilermakers 75-60. It's the second straight national title for UConn, becoming the first team to repeat as champions since Florida did so in 2007, and UConn becomes just the 9th back-to-back champion of all time. During their 2024 NCAA tournament run, UConn was barely tested, with their smallest margin of victory coming against Alabama by 14 in the Final Four. Joe Morgan, Fox News.
South Carolina's win over Iowa for the women's national title Sunday was the most watched basketball game, men or women, college or pro, since 2019. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. A bill Illinois lawmakers considering this session would determine car insurance rates according to driving habits instead of socioeconomic factors. Proposed bill would prohibit insurance companies from using a set of guidelines it considers discriminatory in determining insurance rates, including a driver's sex, race, and credit score. Champaign County Community Coalition focusing on local youth in this month's meeting on Wednesday will be held at the Holiday Inn Conference Center. Youth reps from Youth for Christ, Midnight Basketball, Dream, Urbana Park District, Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club, all are going to be there to take the stage. Again, the meeting starts at 10 a.m. to 3:30. AJ Croce proudly presents Croce Plays Croce 50th Anniversary Tour, a very special night of music featuring a complete set of classics by his late father, Jim Croce, some of his own tunes and songs that influenced both him and his father. It's a live concert featuring some of his father's classics. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Boy, how do we top yesterday's astronomical events? Well, at least weather-wise, very cooperative, and another decent day's worth of weather today. Got some rain back in the forecast for the middle part of the week. A slight cool out on Friday, and a big warm-up slated for next week, and generally drier weather, too. Partly sunny for the day today, westerly wind, and about 70 this afternoon. Cooler tonight with a chance for a late-night shower, low down to 46 as winds turn northeast for the day tomorrow. A couple of showers in spots by late morning, more so tomorrow afternoon, maybe a late day thunderstorm as skies turn cloudy, the high near 67. Tomorrow night, showers and a low down around 50, and a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday. Highs at about 57, 58 degrees, upper 50s, and a partly cloudy, windy, dry Friday. Over the weekend, big warm up to 68 on Saturday, windy, warm, 75 on Sunday. Highs well into the 70s early next week, perhaps even close to 80 by Tuesday. Tuesday to Wednesday next week, a couple of scattered thunderstorms over parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Local, personal, trusted. Hi, this is Ata Durakan with First Federal Savings Bank of Champaign-Urbana, and we've been serving Champaign County since 1908. Our institution is safe, strong, and stable. We operate on a foundation of responsible and sound practices, and you can rest easy knowing we're your bank. Rated 5-star superior by Bauer Financial Inc., fast, friendly, and local, with local loan decisions and underwriting. If you're not already banking with us, give us a try, and we think you'll love it here. First Federal Savings Bank, 356bank.com, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS 435120.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. All right, basketball is over. UConn is your champion. Illinois had a really good season. Abrupt ending, a little abrupt for all of us, but whatever. Connecticut is... I don't know if we beat Connecticut.
Right.
I don't know if we could beat...
And like I said, they were good coming out of the second half, just like they were against us.
No, they
came out against Purdue last night.
They're just really good, particularly second half. They're just a good basketball team. So here's how I would prep them next year: is I would get the dummies that you hold in football.
Yeah.
And you people work off of the dummies.
Mm-hmm.
I would have the managers just cream our players and just say, you got to make the basket. You're not there to draw the foul. You're to make the basket. And just hit the heck out of them, knock them down, because that's what happened. And I prefer the game that way. I mean, they were both sides getting absolutely creamed last night. No foul called, but I thought they were pretty consistent. And wouldn't we rather have that than 58 million calls on fouls, everybody getting in foul trouble?
Yeah.
Let them play, and you call, I don't know how you identify what is a foul if you're not going to call much. And when we went inside against Connecticut, it was the attempt to be aggressive and make back. We were getting blocked. I mean, there was some body contact, but they weren't calling it. They're not going to call it in those games. I guess that's kind of normal. I've noticed this year more than most where really, really, really they let them go.
Mm-hmm.
And I prefer that versus guys in foul trouble. So play aggressively, play hard, but get the pads out and shove guys going to the basket saying your goal isn't to draw a foul, your goal is to make the basket. Because they're not calling it. So don't ever expect them to call it. I think Danny Hurley complains 10 times more than Coleman Hawkins on foul calls and stuff.
See.
He was like, there's never a call against your team that's right. It's wrong. Come on, man.
Right.
And he got I don't know what happened. There was a point where Danny Hurley, the coach of UConn, actually stepped on the floor and shoved his own player to kind of go over there and he practice.
Oh, wow.
And the official went, okay, you can't do that Purdue's ball.
Right.
I don't know exactly what the call was. It went so fast. It's like, Coach, you're on the court.
Right.
That's a technical.
Right.
But it was a darn good season for Illinois. Third most wins in history. Elite Eight. Ran into the buzzsaw that is Connecticut, who did not. I think 13 was the closest any team has gotten to them in this tournament. I think the average margin was 20. I mean, they just blew people away. So I think they're. I was trying to really say, okay, why are they so good? First of all, they they cover you. They're all over you. They did not double Zach Edey. A couple times they did, but so the 3-point shooters for Purdue. Remember Purdue? They came to Champaign. We're up 10. We go in the second half. They hit 8 out of 10 threes in the second half. Well, we were probably sagging a little on Zach Edey, and he kicks it out. Well, they just didn't do that very much. Zach got 37 points. 37 points. But the goal was, I don't care. The other guys aren't going to score. And that's what happened. Wow. Zach had 37. The rest of the team had 23.
Wow.
So it was, Zach, good game. You scored a zillion, but you lost.
Afterwards, Dan Hurley, I'm not going into the portal regarding the coaching job at Kentucky.
Well, you'd have to say, they said they're going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
I see.
But if you're set and you've won 2 in a row and everything is really good.
Here's another headline. Hurley dismisses Kentucky rumors. So all that's churning now.
Well, who's getting the Kentucky job? Is Brad Underwood in the hopper for anything out there? Because once Kentucky goes, somebody's going to have to replace the guy who left to take Kentucky. I mean, if Scott Drew takes Kentucky from Baylor, Baylor's open. It's just that coaching.
This one says Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan, Bulls coach, won 2 championships with Florida. Last coach to get 2 in a row was Billy Donovan.
Huh.
But does he want to get back in that thing? And then at the NIL, things are just kind of compounded into a multi-mess.
Right.
And we've lost 8 out of 10 of our points. Illinois loses 80% of their scoring. You better figure that one out. Marcus Damask and his family apparently have hired attorneys, and they're trying to get a 6th year for Marcus.
Okay.
Because he is applying for a medical red shirt. He was injured at Southern. He missed 10 out of 26 games, and the line is you can only miss, you can't have played more than 30% of the year. So 30 games, 10 to 30, that's 33%. But the team canceled 5 games because of COVID. And so if he missed 10 out of 31, I think the math is very close. So they're trying to appeal. I would not be optimistic about that. But Marcus Damask is trying to come back for, wait for it, the 6th year of college basketball. And obviously that would be a big help to have him back. But there's going to be names like Quincy Guerrier that you never heard of him 12 months ago. You never knew Quincy Guerrier.
Right.
You never knew who Marcus Damask was.
That's right.
And then we were all waiting to see if Terrence is coming back and Coleman was coming back, and those are 2 big ones, obviously. But Coleman could come back, but he's done. He just wants to go. He just wants to go on. He wants to leave. He's done. 4 years, a long time in this day and age. That's a long time to be at a college these days. I don't know if we'll ever see that again. Will we ever see a player that can possibly play pro ball at a school for 4 years? You're going to remember Coleman Hawkins for the guy that was here. The last guy to be, it'll be trivia. Who was the last guy to spend 4 years at
Right.
They just don't do it. And that's why it makes me nervous about every freshman. We had a guy decommit yesterday. The 6'4" point guard, scoring guard, whatever he was, Jace somebody. He committed October 4th.
Oh no!
Now he's done. I don't know. I mean, if
Jace
you're
Butler, maybe.
Yeah, whatever his name is, he's decommitted from the University of Illinois.
There it is, decommitted. October 4th is when he originally announced his commitment.
Thanks for nothing. No, in coaching, you have to know everything about how to win games, like get them prepared, what you work on, what you run, what guys play where. Then you have to be like, you have to decide if a kid's a fit. You have to work on it while you're trying to prepare for the NCAA because your team's advancing.
Yeah.
That's hot and heavy. So coach was trying to not do that, but he had to. You don't want to miss out on the top tier guys, right? Because that keeps your program going. Anyway, 8:15, time for sports headlines.
Well, UConn beat Purdue 75-60, as you're hearing. Also, with South Carolina's victory over Iowa and Caitlin Clark, $18.7 million, peaking at $24 million at one point, as people were watching that game. When it comes to baseball, Illinois and ISU with a 6 o'clock start. We have Illinois and Northwestern in softball, and tomorrow they'll face SIU. Kind of odd to have back-to-back games going on. Parkland's softball team at 12-0 with their win over Heartland Community College. And the baseball team beat John Wooden Community College, and so they're 11-5 on this season. Hey, we were just talking basketball in Illinois. Luke Goody's due on for the drive after 4:30.
Yeah, he's got class. I think he's got one class.
Okay.
And he's got to go. And a lot of times you can do it online and do it somewhere else, but he's got to be in class, so that's a change. I got to tell the boys. 4:30 is the expected arrival of Luke Goody in Philo today.
And our hosts are all healthy and ready to go today because we had some. Was it unhealthy or something?
No, it's a car thing.
Okay.
Yeah, all kinds of life. Yeah.
There we go. We had San Diego coming from behind to beat the Cubs 9-8 yesterday. That's a 9:05 start on US 105.9. And we'll have Philadelphia and St. Louis with a 6:45 start here on US 105.9. Philadelphia beat the Cardinals 5-3 yesterday. Cleveland Guardians blinked the Chicago White Sox 4-0. They've got a 5:10 start over on Chicago's south side today. Pacers are at Toronto with a 6 o'clock start. New York and Chicago to face the Bulls. And a reminder that we've got the Masters coming up. We saw Tiger teeing up. I know with his 24 appearances and, 5-time champ of the Masters, he's definitely trending. But Rory's been there, 16 appearances?
It'll be his 16th. Tiger's 26, trying to make his 24th cut. Wouldn't that be wonderful? I mean, you want to talk about Caitlin Clark? Have Tiger Woods be competitive on Sunday in the Masters. You'll see the number.
That's right.
It is amazing. I don't know how much anymore, but back in the day, it was never who won. It's how's Tiger doing. It was always, Rory McIlroy leads by 4 shots. Tiger is 8 back. I always had to mention Tiger.
Yep.
Because that's what people wanted.
That's right.
And Tiger Woods, I guess Caitlin Clark can be kind of Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, kinda
one of those superstars.
We'll see, because I've not really watched a WNBA game, but if she's in it, I will.
Mm-hmm.
So she's transcending the sport. I mean, you want to watch her, and Johnny said she's a little like Steph Curry, kinda. She's back there so far and makes it.
She is,
and then she'll be able to dish and play make, because. No offense, some of the kids at Iowa can't make the play. The good pass couldn't handle it. The pros will. They'll be able to. She'll be might be better.
Yeah,
from the standpoint of playmaking,
with the assists and all that.
I don't think she'll have to score 30 a game.
Illini 100 is coming up the 12th and 13th, Friday and Saturday at Farmer City Racing. You'll buy the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
There you go. That's Farmer City Raceway. A lot of fun. Okay, we'll break. We'll come back with Fox Business Minute. It's ESPN 93.5. It's Tuesday, April 9. It's 8:19.
So again, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and fairly quiet and very mild days worth of weather once again across the area. Next weather system gathering strength onto the southern plains with a couple of lows to warble their way up our way, and that means increased rainfall prospects for the middle part of the week. The cool down will be very modest and short-lived. Another big warm-up slated around here, and generally a drier setup into next week. Mild today, partly sunny, 70 is winds turn westerly this morning. Tonight, cooler with a stray shower late low down at 46. Tomorrow, a couple of showers in spots late morning, more so tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a late day thunderstorm as skies turn overcast, a high near 67 on an increasing northeast wind. Showers, maybe a thunderstorm in spots tomorrow night, low down around 50, and a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday, highs at 58. Partly cloudy, windy, highs upper 50s again on Friday. For the weekend, a warm up 68 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday. Warm into early next week with a stray shower thunderstorm as well. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
You'll be seeing artificial intelligence in your shopping experience at Best Buy. The retail company says it's partnered with Google Cloud and Accenture to help with advice, products, and services. Google's parent company Alphabet is holding its cloud computing event today. It's also expected to expand its cloud alliance with cybersecurity firm Palo Alto Networks. BP shares are higher. The energy company expects to benefit from higher oil and gas production, though it says lower natural gas prices will impact its business. Bitcoin's price is holding over the $70,000 mark. Deutsche Bank analysts say Bitcoin is likely to stay high. Its halving event is coming in the next 2 weeks when the rate of new tokens issued is cut in half. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey, this is Trey Gowdy, host of the Trey Gowdy Podcast. Every Tuesday, you'll hear what's on my mind. Plus, every Thursday, there's a special bonus episode where we answer the questions that are on your mind. Make sure to spend your Tuesdays and Thursdays with Trey. Subscribe now at foxnewspodcast.com or wherever you download podcasts. Hope to see you.
America's listening to Fox News.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
My name is Greg Ward. I am a general surgeon at OSF. We can't prevent cancer. What we can do is find it earlier. And to do that, we do what's called screening. And there are different methods of screening. And the gold standard remains colonoscopy at this point. You can certainly call the office and we'll see you within a week and have your screening done within a couple of weeks, because we want to get this done as smoothly as possible to lower the resistance and avoid the anxiety that can come along with screening. And that is a natural response, whether it's getting your mammogram arranged or getting your colonoscopy arranged. There's a natural tendency to stick your head in the sand and put it off because of the anxiety. But the fact is, fear is the biggest delusion in life, and there's no reason you don't just take the right action to help yourself out. Because we find a polyp, we can take it out before it becomes a cancer. We find an abnormal mammogram result and get the cancer out when it's still curable. And so that's the idea of screening.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
Racing, racing, racing. Farmer City Racing welcomes the World of Outlaws Case Construction Equipment late models for the two-day Marquee Illini 100, April 12th and 13th. Get your tickets online with $5 off with advanced purchase at worldofoutlaws.com/tix. Let's kick off the racing season with the Illini 100, Friday and Saturday, April 12th and 13th. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you only need the edge.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
All right, 824. I'm going to play this, and you let me know what you think.
Okay.
This is from Michigan 2 days ago.
We've been asked in the past, why are our protests on the International Day of Quds, why are they so anti-America? Why don't we just focus more on Israel and not talk so much about America? Gaza has shown the entire world why these protests are so anti-America. Because it's the United States government that provides the funds for all of the atrocities that we just heard about. And this is why Imam Khomeini, who declared the International Day of Quds, this is why he would say to pour all of your chants and all of your shouts upon the head of America.
Death to America, death to America.
Malcolm X said, and I quote, "We live in one of the rottenest countries that has ever existed on this earth. It's not Genocide Joe that has to go. It's the entire system that has to go. Any system that would allow such atrocities and such devilry to happen and would support it, such a system does not deserve to exist on God's earth."
This is in Michigan.
Nobody could criticize Israel. Everybody was terrified of being anti-Semitic. Everybody was afraid of them. But now, the people of conscience very openly will criticize Israel. They recognize Israel for what it is. Israel is ISIS. They are Nazis. They are fascists. They are racist. The people of the world now know this.
Let's get the children involved.
Free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea.
From the river to the sea means extermination.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Michigan. Death to America. Death to Israel. If this is the rottenness and that Malcolm X, I didn't know Malcolm X said that, but if it's the rottenness, you can always leave. Right? But they don't want to leave. They want to change it.
Right.
They want to change it. And as many challenges as we've had in this country, nobody's ever tried to bring people together and call us one thing, American. Nobody's ever tried that. And we're still baby in infancy. I mean, China's been around for thousands of years. We've been around 250. But it's pretty discouraging to hear people that are taking advantage of our laws and our life and our abilities to have choice and make our own decisions how we lead our life. All the tolerance that we have in America, try going to these other countries and seeing how much tolerant you die.
Right.
They don't
That's
allow
right.
it. So it is unbelievable that it's free speech and they take advantage of that in the Constitution, but many things in the Constitution they don't think they want to keep. So that's what we have, and it's growing. And so we have a decision to make as to the direction of the country, and most of you don't like the direction we're going. And the question is, what do we do? And how do we not do that? How do we not go to that direction where we literally in the streets have people calling for your death? And the solution to Israel is for Israel to die. How do you negotiate when the only solution is you must die? You must be eliminated. From the river to the sea, you have to die. So what else can I? No, you have to die. You fascist pig. you Nazi.
Do you ever get afraid that the end might be near?
I mean, I know we shall never know the day or the time. That's what the Bible says. And the end is coming. It could be 1,000 years from now, and it could be tomorrow. There are things that are going on now. You're going, really? This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny Hostin on The View. I don't think I've ever watched that show in my life. I see clips. She said the eclipse was climate change.
Wow. What? I mean, the temperature did drop a little bit.
Well, the sun went down.
Wow.
Oh, my. All right, 217-359-2255. If you'd like to chime in on the Fisher National Bank text line. It is 829.
Kansas. Another Fork in the Road 50th anniversary tour, celebrating 50 years of Kansas. With all your favorites and deep cuts too. Friday, April 12th, the Virginia Theater. On sale now at thevirginia.org.
Ever wonder why you pay your bank to have a checking account? Fisher National Bank does too. You see, they offer free rewards cashback checking that gives you cash back on debit purchases, no service fees or balance requirements. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, receive electronic statements, and have one direct deposit in a monthly cycle. It's so simple. Reward yourself today with rewards cashback checking. Learn more at any branch or FisherNational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Norfolk Southern agrees to pay $600 million to settle the toxic train derailment class action suits in East Palestine, Ohio. President Biden attempting another student loan debt bailout for 30 million Americans, up to $20,000 apiece, not going over with Wisconsin GOP Senator Ron Johnson, who tells Fox Business.
This does cost the American taxpayer hundreds of billions of dollars. It's money we don't have. It's a very simple and grotesque example of just trying to buy votes with money we don't have.
While J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon warns shareholders continued excessive government spending may lead to stickier inflation and higher interest rates than markets expect. The parents of convicted Michigan high school shooter Ethan Crumbley are now being sentenced for involuntary manslaughter for failing to get their son help. Ethan is serving life. America is listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Champaign County Crime Stoppers seeking assistance from the public regarding a retail theft. Male entered Dick's House of Sport at 2000 North Neal Street in Champaign. The male, selecting 2 pairs of Nike Air Force One shoes, numerous Nike hoodies, and sweatpants, exited the store with no attempt to make a payment. Stolen merchandise valued at over $1,300. Woman from the suburbs of Chicago has died in Champaign County. It follows a crash Sunday night. It happened on Leverett Road near Martin Road in Summer Township. The woman, identified as 33-year-old Molly Zavinsky of Palatine, driving east on Leverett for unknown reasons, crossed the center line, entered the westbound lane. May's Mexican Grill, located on the corner of 1st and Green Streets, closing in early June, with demolitions and building projects planned for the land on which the restaurant sits. This closing marks the end of the first restaurant location of one of Champaign's most popular food chains. May's Mexican Grill first opened in October of 2011. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
ESPN 93.5, 833. I didn't do weather. Come on.
And boy, it's sunny right now here at 8:33.
Because we got to get weather, particularly when it's
Temperatures
nice.
at 55.
Look at everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Boy, how do we top yesterday's astronomical events? Well, at least weather-wise, very cooperative, and another decent day's worth of weather today. Got some rain back in the forecast for the middle part of the week, a slight cool out on Friday, and a big warm-up slated for next week, and generally drier weather, too. Partly sunny for the day today, westerly wind, and about 70 this afternoon. Cooler tonight with a chance for a late-night shower, low down to 46 as winds turn northeast for the day tomorrow. A couple of showers in spots by late morning morning, more so tomorrow afternoon. Maybe a late day thunderstorm. Skies turn cloudy, the high near 67. Tomorrow night, showers and a low down around 50. And a cloudy, windy, rainy Thursday. Highs at about 57, 58 degrees. Upper 50s and a partly cloudy, windy, dry Friday. Over the weekend, big warm up to 68 on Saturday. Windy, warm, 75 on Sunday. Highs well into the 70s early next week. Perhaps even close to 80 by Tuesday. Tuesday to Wednesday next week, a couple of scattered thunderstorms over parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, there we go. All right, ESPN 93.5. By the way, Connecticut, your national champion, they beat 6 teams by a total of 140 points.
Wow.
That's an NCAA record, and they just were dominant.
Last night it was 75-60 over Purdue.
Hey, Purdue came pretty close, as it goes. All right, ESPN 93.5, we're doing a Cardinal bus trip.
Yes, we are. June 22nd.
This is the Route 66 Cardinal bus trip. Route 66 is your place for solar.
Yes.
And they're local. Really good. And I know people that love them. Route 66 solar bus trip to St. Louis. We have, what we've been doing is kind of giving the folks that were there last year a chance first and everything. Well, bottom line is, I am over, I think, half full. And we just started.
Right.
So if you want or are interested, here's the deal. It's June 22. We play the San Francisco Giants. St. Louis against San Francisco. They're pretty good this year. And if you would like to go, it is a pricey ticket because it's a Saturday. And it's expensive on the weekends, particularly when you buy a suite. Yes, we have our own private suite. Folks loved it last year, I think, to a person. Everybody said this was unbelievable. So what we do, we get a Timmy Tours bus, which is wonderfully green and beautiful. Very comfortable, don't you think? Timmy?
Yes.
So we meet at, I'm negotiating, hopefully, First Christian Church again.
Okay.
We're in the final stages of that.
All right, good.
And so then it would be June 22 is a Saturday. Leave at 9. We'll probably get down there about 10:30. 11:30.
11:30.
Game's 1:15.
Right.
Time to walk around, go in. I think on the weekends it's an hour and a half, 2 hours ahead. You can go in.
Nice.
So what?
And I see that it is Stan Musial Tumbler Day.
Oh, wow.
As I look at some of the giveaways and promotions.
Yeah.
Thanks to Coca-Cola and
Didn't
QT.
even look. I should have. All right, so that's cool. Stan Musial Tumbler Day on the game on June 22. So should be nice and warm. We have air conditioning inside. We have seating outside.
Yes.
But it's shaded. So there's that.
I like that.
So what we do is we park in the reserved bus parking, which is 150 feet from the gate.
Yep.
So we walk in. Then to the right, really quickly, the ramp is there. And you weave up the ramp, and there's our suite. So it's on the first base side, and we've got big screens inside.
And ladies, the restrooms are right there too.
Yeah, it's the guys and the gals.
Guys
last
have to walk a little
I'm
bit,
not sure
but-
what number suite we have. It might be split in the middle, but it's really close.
I was like, wow.
How about that?
Mobility issues, you're set on this trip.
So anyway, if you are interested and want more details and have us communicate with you, you can text in BUS to 217 359-2255, and we will take your phone that you send in, and we'll send you the information via text. We'd love to have you. I'm going to say 17 seats, remember, 45 seat or 40, 45. But yeah, we just have a lot of fun. Diane will be your bus captain.
I will.
And she's fun. And you'll like Diane as your bus captain for June 22. It's San Francisco at St. Louis. Christian's getting married. That's his bachelor weekend, so I'll be at that.
Okay, gotcha.
Otherwise, I'd be joining you.
So we are getting texts in, and that's great. Again, 359-2255, the word bus, if you'd like more details about that.
Yeah.
Dirk had texted in, if we said that about their people, we would be jailed. So that
Well,
was
in
when
their country, you would.
Michigan,
Yeah, you can't. In Michigan, talking about
an anti-America rally.
Right. And so you're right, but that is the unbelievable First Amendment, free speech. You can sit there. I can yell on a corner with a sign. I can yell ignorant things at us. If I'm not harming you, that's allowed, or it used to be. And if I am going to harm you physically and get too close in your face or really cause some if I'm standing on the corner here in downtown Fido and I scream stupid things with a sign that doesn't make any sense, I've got the right to do that. Then people would pass by and say, gosh, that guy's got issues, that kind of thing.
Right.
So, but you can do that. So but you can't do that other places. People think, and I think part of the problem we have in our country is we don't have an appreciation because we haven't been anywhere else. But just go immerse yourself somewhere else and then get on your knees and pray that you're here. It just isn't. People think the grass is always greener. This is the greatest nation ever. And there might be circumstances and things that our government has done that have hurt people, that have been collateral damage, that is horrific. We're not perfect.
Well, most of the people that were talking in the rally clip that you played that was anti-American sounded like they had an accent, like maybe they weren't from here.
Well, they're not from
originally.
here. They're Muslims and they're anti-Israel.
So is the root that they're mad that America is giving
we support
one of the
Israel.
country's weapons then?
We support Israel.
Okay.
If we don't support Israel, they have nuclear weapons. That starts World War III. Because if something happens to Israel and Iran finally gets their bomb and they hit Israel, Iran's going to get hit. Israel can defend itself. Israel's got plenty of power. They're a power. And so you get Russia and China now tagging up. That's a mess.
Yeah.
We never wanted that. The Biden administration has allowed this now partnership between China and Russia, which isn't any good. And so the ultimate end game of all this is complete destruction and the end of humanity as we know it. That's not a win. That's a loss. So we're trying to prevent, because the weapons now are such. Back in the day when there were spears and shields and horses and knives, the hate was there.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have the capability to kill everybody at once. So we are in a time where the world could end. And it's not freaking out. It's possible with humans in charge. We are weak, and without a guiding compass in our life, we drift toward areas we don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if our policies are that bad, then you voice them and you try and change things, and there are wrongs on every side. And we happen to have won World War II, so we were a superpower that led the way and tried to stand for democracy, tried to fix Vietnam, which wasn't going to happen. So some of the policies following our win in World War II, when we were forced in by the bombing in Pearl Harbor, and so we were on the sidelines, people think far too long. Why weren't we doing? Nazis were marching in on France. So we liberated France. We ended up getting in the war because Pearl Harbor got us in. Once we got in, we tried to win, and we did. And so we were given an enormous amount of power since that time. We tried to go to the Korean conflict. It was never called a war. And we tried to help all these people yearning for democracy. Well, it's very difficult to change a system after 1,000 years. And so Israel was given this, and then you've got Palestine, and you've got, this is my land, this is my land, this is my land, this is my land for thousands of years. And so at this point, they just want Israel to be gone. I remember the president of Iran first came out and said, death to Israel. And what are you talking about? What are you doing? They want them to be dead, all of them. So it's the end of the Jewish and the Holocaust and the millions and millions of Jews that were slaughtered in the Holocaust under the Nazi Germany flag.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a history that is very difficult to change. We got a very small piece of land, and we've been fighting over it for a very long time. This land was given to them by God. And for those who don't follow the Bible and more in the Quran, then it's going to be a difference of opinion. And then you killed us, and then we killed you, and then you killed us, and then we killed you. And then America supports Israel. We've been their best partner forever, for a long time. So anyway, it's just, but to stand out in Michigan, using under the auspices of our Constitution, our law, and be essentially against America and calling for death to America. I mean, we've heard death to America chants for a long, long time, but not in Michigan, not in Dearborn or wherever this was.
Right.
But yet, under the Constitution, you can do that. But you're going, why are you here? Well, we're going to change this. We kind of dig it. We're going to change it, and we don't want to leave. Well, nobody wants to leave. That's the reason you see the surge at the border and the open borders. What's the long-term ramification of all of that? I mean, there's plenty of bad people that have gotten through. A lot of good people to try and improve their life. But a lot of bad people have gotten through, and they've been charged with lots of crimes. They've emptied the Venezuelan prisons. What kind of people do you think they are?
Wow.
It is horrific. We're a big country, but to allow everybody in is a mistake. Allow them in legally. Allow them in the front door.
Always like to hear from you at ESPN 93.5, 217-359-2255.
Be the Fisher National Bank text line 844.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
In an ever-changing real estate market, it is so important to work with experienced agents like Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor teams at Taylor Realty Associates. They have the knowledge and expertise to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. Trust the experience and success of Russ and Nick Taylor with the Taylor team at Taylor Realty Associates. Give them a call today at 217-355-0700 or visit them online at taylorboys.com. That's taylorboys.com.
Invest in yourself and your money with a free rewards checking account from Fisher National Bank. Instead of losing a little each month in service fees and charges, wouldn't it be nice to earn on your money? Switch to Fisher National, where we offer 2.02 annual percentage yield on balances up to $20,000. No service fees or minimum balance required. Simply make 12 debit card purchases, agree to receive your statements electronically, and have at least one direct deposit in a monthly cycle to qualify. It's as easy as that. If an excellent APY alone wasn't enough, our free rewards checking also includes ATM fee refunds up to $20 and access to Reward Saver, which increases your earnings potential with 4.07% APY on balances up to $20,000. When you're ready to maximize your money, look to Fisher National, a bank ready to make the investment in you. See monthly requirements at any branch or visit fishernational.com. Fisher National Bank. Exceptional communities, exceptional people. Member FDIC.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola. Parents of the shooter being sentenced here, I think, this morning.
Mm-hmm.
But they are being charged with what? Being accomplice or providing a weapon to a child.
Well,
I think the kid was
They
in
were
high
tried
school.
separately, but they both face up to 15 years in prison in connection with the 2021 shooting that their son Ethan carried out on November 30th, 2021. Prosecutors in the trials, both Jennifer Crumley, who's 46, and James Crumley, 47, said the parents were criminally negligent in providing a gun for their child as a Christmas present and ignoring signs of his mental health that had deteriorated and that he was potentially violent. It's just that what kind of precedent does this set for parents?
It is a.
They're saying we didn't realize he was capable of this mass shooting.
It definitely opens the door to things like this, that you could point the finger at the parents. Well, at some point, there's a lot of mental illness involved here, and I don't know the situation. Weren't they called to the school and essentially asked to come get him?
It doesn't talk about that.
But because I think that he stayed and then shot people. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's very difficult to know. I have not tracked the trial. I just know when you start saying the parents are liable, then that opens it up for a whole lot of things, because there are a lot of bad things happening by people with parents that don't know what's going on.
Right.
But you might be an affluent person, don't know what's going on.
Absolutely.
It doesn't have anything to do with economics or anything. You just might not be great at parenting.
And because you're overwhelmed and you have bills to pay and there's stress in life.
You're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, single parent.
Yeah.
You're coming and going.
You just assume your kid's being fine, and they might be playing hours on end of violent video games and all that garbage in, garbage out.
But there's a lot of subjectivity to
Right,
it too.
right.
This is like, well, what caused that? Did you really encourage him to go shoot people?
Right.
But you gave him the weapons, and you weren't aware that he was having issues. It's complex, but it does open the door to a whole lot of parents being blamed for a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And should they be?
Should they be? There was a report I heard coming in that she had an affair, and that's why she was looking away. I don't know.
Who's the arbiter of good parenting?
Right.
Who can tell you? The government says, "Hey, you're a great parent. You're a sucky parent." Who does that? Right?
What's the line from?
You know what? It is
Breakfast Club, where you can get a fish to
teach. You can give a man a fish.
You can get a license to go
teach
fishing.
a man to fish. Oh, you need a license to fish, but you don't need anything to be a parent.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's from Breakfast Club. Long time movie, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, the bottom line is this. There are no magic wands. There are no magic elixir for you to take to be a great parent. But I know one thing. There are some basic keys to it. Number one, take them to church. Give them a faith. Instill in them the value of that. Number two, eye contact. Number three, don't be on every meeting board and being some big shot when you don't have any clue what your kids are doing. That's my opinion. I don't know. I have no idea.
Time.
It's got to be time, and it's got to be somebody who wants to be a parent. And some people don't, and it's sad. It's too bad and we struggle to get pregnant. And maybe that gave us more of an appreciation of what we had because we just wanted them so bad and it took so long. But I don't know. I just know that those are the values, and people are, what about me? What about me? No, it's not about you anymore. And that's hard. It's just not about you anymore. I mean, the best thing is for you to give everything you have, help make sure your children are okay, your family's okay. But I think a great part of that is instill faith because there's hope there. There's a next there.
Well, and you have a network of people who you can, talk to and share stories with and get some support if you need it, if you're having trouble with parenting.
But there's nothing you can read, take, anything. It's just your body has to be all in. And your mind has to be all in.
But I got another round with NAMI today on the family to family support group.
Yeah.
And, people are sharing stories about their relative who has mental illness. And it's exasperating.
Very
it's
difficult.
Exhausting.
Very difficult.
There's so many people at their wits' end in this world. And I feel hopeless.
Get on your knees and find God. I don't know how you live life without it. 8:51.
A.J. Croce, performing Croce Plays Croce, the 50th anniversary show. A special night of music featuring timeless classics by his late father, Jim Croce, such as Bad Bad Leroy Brown, I Got a Name, and Time in a Bottle. Tickets on sale now.
Coming to the Virginia Theater Tuesday, April 9th. Get your tickets now at thevirginia.org.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Relax. Call back 217-359-7293.
We are celebrating today with an outstanding college relations sergeant. Her name is Sam Penland. You are working, making people safe, helping people, talking to people, and you're giving a positive influence like you received. What do you want people to know finally about police?
I think because people often see me and I appear to look young, they don't realize that I've been in policing since 2004. And so when I came in, policing tactics were very different. There has been a huge shift, and the reason why I really focus on my style now is because I have seen hard policing and what works. And so some people might think, oh, well, you're too soft, or we're not fighting crime the way we used to. We are. This doesn't mean that we're not enforcing laws, but there's a difference now with how we can help people.
Relax, call back 217-359-7293.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
All right, Luke Goody on the show this afternoon coming to Philo. Luke Goody will be in Philo on the boys' show this afternoon between 3 and 5. Be here.
All righty.
Diane Ducey, thank you.
Enjoy the beautiful day.
That is Diane. I'm Stevie J. Thanks for listening. We shall be back tomorrow morning to join you again at 7 a.m. Have a great Tuesday.
Illini fans, this year we celebrate the 100th anniversary of Memorial Stadium for the 2024 Fighting Illini football season. Season tickets for the 2024 football season are on sale now, and Illini fans who renew their season tickets by February 1st are eligible to win amazing prizes, memorabilia, and experiences. Secure your season tickets for homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against Michigan. Visit fightingillini.com for more information.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Have you ever looked at a junk truck and said, man, that truck is pretty? Two men in a junk truck trucks are pretty. They're pretty big, so they can handle large jobs. They're pretty reliable. Two Men in a Truck has been recognized as a trusted leader in the moving industry for over 35 years. Now we are proud to offer that same reliability to junk removal, and they're pretty fast. When you're ready to let some things go and that you don't need, you don't want to wait 3 weeks. You want it gone now. Go to twomeninAjunkTruck.com and make room for what matters most.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about